You see, when we talk about narcissists, what we're talking about the trap of the mind. The big deal is that trap that they are, and it's wrapped up with all kinds of mysticism. You can talk about karmic and blah blah blah. Sure, something is playing out here. So it's very life destroying. They are. The narcissist is doing things at all costs to bring their target down. And it's hard to tell who is who, right? If there is somebody who's not going to take so much shit, then if it's a educated empath, then or just somebody who has a little bit more intelligence than I was going to say what the mind has, but really they're just a heart, and hearts are different. They're present. They have a backlog and a memory bank that is reality oriented. It's truth oriented. That's what the Nassim Harriman, is that his name? The scientist who talks about the heart's intelligence being more on it than the mind. The mind is just a receiver, perhaps, for this huge vortex that we're in, and all of the energy that is transmitting in and out. So the heart is the one that knows. I have an issue with that. The pronunciation. What should it be then, Shauna? If it's not no, just say now. Take the word no out of it. I think the K is something that says, well, you don't have to use it like this. K is silent, right? Tricky stuff. Anyway, God. Unseen seen. Knowledge is real, but it's the now edge. It's like, were you paying attention? Because if you did, what is that? Well, that means that you're getting some details beyond the mind. That's what a good scientist is doing, getting back to the heart. I always say the heart is the laboratory, that every single human being has the kind of profound responsibility to turn it on and honor what comes through there. It's complex, everything is coming from the heart and to the heart. The mind is there. It's either hindering all of that information or not, and it's hard to get intelligence and have the mind work for us, but there is a self-organizing capacity, and I say the mind is there for learning that, and the mind isn't necessarily that itself, but it can, if we look at it in a mass, like in a critical mass of minds that are together, it's interesting to see, like, how are they being used, like what are they using, how are they using the mind, and we see, I would say abuse. If the organism can find their own common sense, like get on the same page, which is reality, and start working with the truth there. They talk about it like, well, as a whole, as one, like, nobody's living for just themselves under the sun and stuff like that. Well, My whole thing I could see that is that technology could very well help us with that. It was supposed to, and it's been completely missed. If you can imagine 45 million people coming up with the same thing because their heart was connected with it, and then there's a way to say it, but there's many different ways it would come out. But it's kind of like all you have to do is point, right? If it's the sky and you see a bunch of lines crisscrossing, and 45 million people talk about it, and then even look at it under microscopes after that and say, well, look, this is what we're finding in the soil and in the air. Um, Now you start getting like a AI would come up with a real AI, the self-organizing. It's not AI, babe. It's it's intelligence that isn't artificial. It's the self-organizing thing that any human being could look and say, look, 45 billion people are saying a certain thing. And it's not the Channel 4 news, because the Channel 4 news is like one person, right? One person or one broadcaster was supposed to listen to that source. It's like that. It's like, well, who's smarter, one person or everybody? The saying goes is that nobody is smarter than everybody together. Not one person is smarter than everybody together. Well, what do you mean? Well, it's because they drink Kool-Aid and they go to Disneyland and everybody has just so many different religions. We get it now, don't we? Just kidding. What is the confusion? There is a lot of confusion. Lots of it. It's very, very much a joke. It's a joke on humanity from who? Somebody who says, watch this, man, we can do it through electricity. Just start squawking away and use fear of death. And what is that? It's been happening for a long time. Can't say that it's not a complete mix-up now. Save yourselves, kids. 7-Eleven.